You just do the audio check, make sure it sounds okay. Okay, it's also very bright in here. Hey guys, you just do the audio check. Alright, sounds good to me. How are you guys? Let me turn this brightness down a little bit. Really freaking bright right now. That'll do, right? It's still pretty crazy though. It's better. Okay, just sort my hair out, you know what I mean? Hi! Welcome guys. So I think there we go. It's starting. The outside noise is starting already. It's amazing that as soon as I click go live, that noise starts to happen out there. Fun. Yep. Okay. Whew. I'm gonna have to roll something and okay, yeah, let's do our thing. Finger check. Finger's looking good. I, kind of built it up again with that resin and it's been holding up and it's fine without the crutch too. Snack. I don't have a snack on me right now. I had I don't know what's going on, but can you guys see this okay? Is everything running okay? Because I have an error on my screen on YouTube. It says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. I don't know. Let me know if you guys have a problem. I don't know what to do about it because it seems like it's streaming and I refreshed and I don't know, so it's fine. Everything looks fine. Alright, so shut the fuck up, YouTube. I don't know what you're talking about. And okay, so the other thing that we go over, what is it? Snacks. I don't have a snack today. I ate eggplant parm for dinner, but I have a little bit left of my beverage that I posted online. It's the Manhattan Special. It's a coffee soda. It's pretty fantastic. It's kind of like a coffee flavored like root beer or coffee flavored like Coca-Cola or something. It has like a cola like root beer type of flavor, but like coffee bean, So yeah, finish that guy. All right, how are you guys doing? You're all good. All right, that warning went away, so we're looking good. Oh, and the warning came back. Okay, so it's fine. Oh my god, you say beer is nasty. Yeah, that's right, Steven4X. Are you implying that you think that this sounds nasty? The coffee soda? It's quite good, actually. It's not bad. It's not bad. But, okay. One more thing before we get into the book and into the chapter on Middle Byzantine Empire, art history. Just going to chill a little bit and remind you guys that this is how I'm making my living, and it really, really helps if you guys enjoy the stream and you are able to contribute. Most of you guys are like my age and older, a few younger people. So if you guys are pretty stable and good and you can afford a few bucks every once in a while, it really helps me out because I've been pretty fucked over with my career and I depend on this. So thanks so much. You can help me reach my goal for, I think like another week of this goal. You can go to this link, streamlabs.com/Martina Markota TV, or you can always just send it through Super Chats. But doing it on the Streamlabs, I get the money right away, and I don't think they take a cut out of it. It just goes right into my PayPal or something, so it helps a lot. Thanks so much. Okay, let's see. Let's get into it. Okay. So also, before we get into the book, I just wanted to mention that at around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that's in an hour. Okay, so this stream may be cut off a little bit short. Maybe I shouldn't have done the art history, but let's try to get through it and not have me diddle-daddle. But at 8 o'clock, I am going on to Commie Mark. I don't know if you guys know who Commie Mark is, but I think he's Comicsgate. This is comic book stream, comics people. So we'll stay tuned about that. Maybe we can all just shift over into his stream. Should be fun. I've never streamed with the guy before, and I'm curious to see if he's a real commie. I really don't know anything about him, but he seems fun. He's been really fun on Twitter. And we'll keep the links posted for that as the time gets closer. So let's get to it, shall we? We are going over Gardner's Art Through the Ages. And yeah, so it's fun. It's fun. And we are in chapter 4, Early Christianity and Byzantium. We went over the early Christian art, the funerary art, Peter and Marcellinus, Junius Bassus sarcophagus, the life of Jesus in art, which is huge, and architecture and mosaics, Old St. Peter's, Santa Costanza, the Mausoleum of Galla Placidia, and the Sant Apollinaire Nuovo. We went over mosaics. This is like a big thing with the Byzantine stuff. The manuscripts illumination, or I think it's the same thing as the illuminated manuscripts. The Vienna Genesis. Then we are going into Byzantine art, what we did, I think, yesterday, the early Byzantine art, the Hagia Sophia, Pendendives, the Pendendives at the Hagia Sophia, and the San Vitali. Yeah, those mosaics. We got Theodora. Oop, I think, did we miss that? Is there a thing for Theodora? Yeah, the San Vitali. They got Theodora there. Mount Sinai. And then we started talking about icons and iconoclastism, right? Is that how I say it? Okay, I don't know. Icons and iconoclastism. Ugh, you guys know how I am with pronouncing things. And yeah, so they started destroying depictions of religious figures. And, it's interesting. So, just sub to Commie Mark. Okay, great, cool. Yeah, you guys do that. So let me just rearrange things a little bit here. Okay, so let's get into the Middle Byzantine art. Gotta zoom in. Can't see very well. I'm blind, even though I have glasses. Let me make this bigger for you guys. Ooh. Okay, so really? What the fuck is going on out there? Why? This shit better make me not run late. I just I can't read with that. Alright. If shit starts to get noisy, I'm just going to start rolling up. That's what's happening. Okay, in the 9th century, a powerful reaction against iconoclastism set in. New iconophile emperors condemned the destruction of images as heresy, and restoration of the images began in 843. Oh, thank you, emperors. Great. Shortly thereafter, under the Macedonian dynasty, art, literature, and learning sprang to life once again. art, literature, learning. See, this is what's important about society and culture, and we are losing track on that on both sides. I'm not even bitching about the left right here. This is shit the right need to understand as well. That's where life is. All great civilizations that we idolize and everything had great art and culture, architecture.
Keep up the great work. Have you considered moving out of New York to perform again and avoid car alarms?
Well, thank you so much. First of all, thank you. Pleb of Reason, $10. Thank you. Have I considered moving out of New York to perform again and avoid car alarms? Well, I mean, if I wanted to perform again, New York City's where, I should be. So that's the way that works. But, yeah, I mean, I just got back to New York. I've been out in the country, up in the UK for a few years, remember? So, yeah, I'm back in the city for a minute. It's fun. This isn't really a super crazy part of the city, so. Okay. Devil Dog, I'm not sure if he's an actual commie or not. That's something I'm going to figure out tonight. So, anyway, so what do we have here? Shortly thereafter, under the Macedonian dynasty, art, literature, and learning sprang to life once again. Do I say Basil the First, 867 to 886, head of the new line of emperors, thought of himself as the restorer of the Roman Empire. Cool. He denounced as usurpers the Frankish Carolingian monarchs of the West, who since 800 had claimed the title Roman Empire for their realm. Basil bluntly reminded their emissary that the only true emperor of Rome reigned in Constantinople. They were not Roman emperors, but merely kings of the Germans. Wow. Put them in their place. Excuse me, you are not the king of the Roman Empire. Okay? Emperor? Whatever. Then there is Daphne Basil I, and his immediate successors undertook the laborious and costly task of refurbishing the churches the iconoclast had defaced and neglected. But they initiated little new church construction in the 10th century, and through the 12th, however, a number of monastic churches arose that are the flowers of Middle Byzantine architecture. They feature a brilliant series of variations on the domed central plan. Domed central plan. From the exterior, the typical later Byzantine church building is a domed cube, with the dome rising above the square on a kind of cylinder or drum. The churches are small, vertical, and high-shouldered, and unlike early Byzantine buildings, their exterior wall surfaces bear vivid decorative patterns, probably reflecting the impact of Islamic architecture. Mosaics covered the interiors of the new churches. Some of the best preserved examples are in the monastery church of the Dormition, from the Latin for sleep. Dormir, okay. Referring to the ascension of the Virgin Mary to heaven at the moment of her death. Oh my God, that reminds me actually. So before, when I was doing my hair and makeup, getting ready to stream, I was watching something, and the main character, her name was Sophia, and then so it got me thinking about the word Sophia, and I think yesterday, was it? Did I stream? I don't think I streamed yesterday. Yeah, the last time I streamed, and I was talking about Sophia, because the Hagia Sophia, and I was talking about it being light, and then you guys were like, wisdom, and I was like, oh yeah, like wisdom, light, kind of like means the same thing. But why I was like thinking, why, like, where did the light thing come from? Like, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's because of Soph. Soph means light, like Ein Sof, like Ein Sof like the limitless lights, balls of light on the Sephiroth tree of life and stuff. And I was like, that's what it is. It's the Soph part. And so Sophia, probably, you know, different meaning. Translations have like branched out meanings. Anyway. Oh shit, what am I doing here? You guys okay? Doing alright? So let's see, what do we have here? So Mosaic's covered, Latin for sleep, referring to the ascension of the Virgin Mary to heaven at the moment of her death. At Daphni, near Athens, Greece, the main elements of the late 11th century pictorial program are intact, although the mosaics were restored in the 19th century. Gazing down from on high in the central dome is the fearsome image of Christ as Pantocrator, the ruler of all in Greek, but usually applied to Christ in his role as last judge of humankind. The dome mosaic is the climax of an elaborate hierarchical the hierarchy. The dome mosaic is the climax of an elaborate hierarchical pictorial program, including several New Testament episodes below. The Daphne Crater is like a gigantic icon hovering dramatically in space. The mosaic serves to connect the awestruck worshiper in the church below with heaven through Christ. So this guy, oh god, that's kind of scary. He's pretty, like, downturned mouth, kind of grim. Interesting. It's alright. Kind of scary looking. I'd be afraid of Jesus. Anyway, cool. Let's just see what this says real quick. Christ as Pantocrator, dome mosaic in the Church of the Dormition, Daphni, Greece. 1090 to 1100. The fearsome image of Christ as ruler of all is like a gigantic icon hovering dramatically in space. The mosaic serves to connect the awestruck worshiper below the dome with heaven through Christ. Okay. So that's on the dome. That's what you see above you in that big dome. It's like, boom! Jesus' giant face. Alright then. On one of the walls below... On one of the walls below the Daphne dome, an unknown artist depicted Christ's crucifixion, like the Pantocrator mosaic in the dome. The Daphne Crucifixion is a subtle blend of the painterly Hellenistic style and the later more abstract formalistic Byzantine style. The Byzantine artist fully assimilated classicism's simplicity, dignity, and grace into a perfect synthesis with Byzantine piety and pathos. The figures have regained the classical organic structure to a surprising degree, particularly compared with figures from the Justinianic period. The style is a masterful adaptation of classical statuesque qualities to the linear Byzantine manner. In quiet sorrow and resignation, the Virgin and Saint John flank the crucified Christ. A skull at the foot of the cross indicates Golgotha. The artist needed nothing else to set the scene. Let's check it out for a second. Which one are we talking about here? So we got 422. Let's see. There we go. 422. This is the one we're working with here. Okay, there's the skull. Alright. So we have the crucifixion. This is below Jesus's giant face above you in the dome. Below that is this mosaic. Oh man, it looks like it got a little bit ruined at the top. Let's read more about it. But this is the crucifixion mosaic in the Church of the Dormition, Daphni, Greece, 1090 to 1100. The Daphne Crucifixion is a subtle blend of Hellenistic style and the more abstract Byzantine manner. The Virgin Mary and St. John point to Christ on the cross as if to a devotional object. Oh. Hey Darkspawn, what's up? We talked a little bit about iconoclasticism last time, but let's see what else they got for us. Just gotta like fluff up this hair, you know what I mean? I don't know what's happening with it. It's kind of pissing me off. Okay. Hey Darkspawn, what's up? Make sure you check out the stream at 8 o'clock. Oh, fuck, I'm not going to get through this. I'm not going to have time to get through this. Oh, well. I might have to do this again a little bit next time. But, yeah, I'm going on Commie Mark's stream at 8 o'clock. So, let's see. George says, Jesus in the dome also represents him as the head of the church. Cool. I like that. Yeah. Okay, so when I'm reading, we're talking about this guy, okay? I should really maybe have like a second picture thing up, you know? I want to see how I can do that. Maybe I can let's add something. Let's do... I don't know how to do it. Let's maybe try to... Nope. I'll figure it out later. I want to try to figure out how to maybe just show the image that I'm talking about as I'm reading at the same time. Figure it out later. But yeah, that's what we're reading about. So that crucifixion is below this giant dome of Jesus's head, and yeah, it's in the Hellenistic style and the later, more abstract and formalistic Byzantine style. The Byzantine artist fully assimilated classicism's simplicity, dignity, and grace into a perfect synthesis with Byzantine piety, and pathos. The figures have regained the classical, organic structure to a surprising degree, particularly compared with figures from the Justinianic period. The style is a masterful adaptation of classical, statuesque qualities to the linear Byzantine manner. In the quiet sorrow and resignation, the Virgin and St. John flank the crucified Christ. A skull at the foot of the cross indicates Golgotha. The artist needed nothing else to set the scene. Symmetry and closed space combine to produce an effect of the motionless and unchanging aspect of the deepest mystery of the Christian religion. The timeless presence is, as it were, beheld in unbroken silence. The picture is not a narrative of the historical event of the crucifixion, although it contains anecdotal details. Christ has a tilted head and sagging body, and blood spurts from the wounded longinus inflicted on him. Oh yeah, the puncture from in the, what is it called, on the side. Okay, but he is not overtly in pain. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, spouting from that, like, what is it there over here? Is it his lungs? They punctured his, like, lung or something? But, yeah, but he is not overtly in pain. The Virgin and John point to the figure on the cross as if to a devotional object. They act as intercessors between the viewer below and Christ, who in the dome appears as the last judge of all humans. Oh, damn, that last judge of all humans, just giant, pissed off looking Jesus face. Okay. Anyway, so we have the St. Mark's, Venice. We have a St. Mark's in New York, too. The revival on a grand scale of church building featuring vast stretches of mosaic-covered walls extended beyond the Greek-speaking Byzantine East in the 10th to 12th centuries. A resurgence of religious architecture and of the mosaicist art also occurred in areas of former Western Roman Empire, where ties to Constantinople were the strongest. In the early Byzantine period, Venice, about 80 miles north of... okay, so where's my buddy Tor? Is Tor in here? He was correcting me so much about my pronunciation last time, and apparently I'm saying this wrong too. I was saying Ravenna? Ravana. Anyway, so about 80 miles north of Ravenna, on the eastern coast of Italy, was a dependency of that Byzantine stronghold. In 751, Ravenna fell to the Lombards, who wrestled control of most of northern Italy from Constantinople. Venice, however, became an independent power. Its dukes enriched themselves and the city through seaborne commerce, serving as the crucial link between Byzantium and the West. Oh, yeah, Venice. The Merchant of Venice. That's like a thing. Venice had obtained the relics of St. Mark from Alexandria in Egypt, 829, and the dukes constructed the first Venetian shrine dedicated to the apostle shortly thereafter. In 1063, the Duke Domenico Contrarini, was he a contrarian? Began the construction of the present St. Mark's. Oh, okay. The model for the grandiose new building was the Church of the Holy Apostles at Constantinople, built in Justinian's name. That church no longer exists, but its key elements were a cruciform, cross-shaped plan with a central dome over the crossing and 4 other domes over the 4 equal arms of the Greek cross, as at St. Mark's. The interior, figure 4-1. Okay, let's check it out. What do we got? Are we going over here? 4-1. No, that's 423. I'm not going all the way to 4-1. Yeah, I don't know. It's too far away. Why don't they add more pictures? Oh, God. Okay, so the interior for one of St. Mark's is, like its plan, Byzantine in effect. Light enters through a row of windows at the bases of all 5 domes, vividly illuminating a rich cycle of mosaics. Both Byzantine and local artists worked on the project over the course of several centuries. Most of the mosaics date to the 12th and 13th centuries. Cleaning and restoration on a grand scale have enabled visitors to experience the full radiance of mosaics, some 40,000 square feet of it, as it covers, like a gold brocaded and figured fabric, all the walls, arches, vaults, and domes. Oh, that sounds so nice. I love that. So Lady Alchemy. In the vast central dome, 80 feet above the floor and 42 feet in diameter, Christ ascends to heaven in the presence of the Virgin Mary and the 12 apostles. The great arch framing the church crossing bears a narrative of the crucifixion and resurrection of Christ and of his descent into limbo to liberate from death Adam and Eve. St. John the Baptist. Oh shit, he got his buddy St. John the Baptist out of limbo. Nice. And other biblical figures. Damn. The mosaics have explanatory labels on both Latin and Greek, reflecting Venice's positions as key link between Eastern and Western Christendom in the later Middle Ages. Okay. They're both Latin and Greek, reflecting Venice's position as the key link between Eastern and Western Christendom in the later Middle Ages. The insubstantial figures on the walls, vaults, and domes appear weightless and project from their flat field no more than the elegant Latin and Greek letters above them. Nothing here reflects on the world of matter, of solids, of light and shade, of perspective. Rather, the mosaics reveal the mysteries of the Christian faith. Oh, the mysteries of the Christian faith. Okay. So then we have this Nerezi. Nerezi? Am I saying that right? Can you guys help me? Which is this guy. This is the Nerezi that we're going to be talking about. The Lamentation. What materials did they use in the mosaics? Well, they explained before, I think last time we were talking about the mosaics, that they originally started using like little pebble stone, just like natural shit, and they were just putting it in there in like different shapes, and then they started like refining it and becoming more and more like complicated, and they just like positioned the stone in like different angles so it would like catch and reflect light and stuff. But yeah, some of them were painted and shit. Darkspawn and Matthias are talking about... Yeah, it's interesting, Matthias. You're talking about the skull, you guys, and you mentioned something, memento mori, which in alchemy as well, there's something called the Kaputz Mortem, which is the dead head, and it's represented by the skull. It's part of the first phase of the alchemical process, too. It represents like a rebirth of sorts, you know, like the what is it called, the phoenix type shit, like the death of something and it's like starting anew. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's see, we're going to be talking about the Lamentation, the wall painting at Saint Panteleimon in Nerezi, Macedonia, 1164. Working in the Balkans in an alternate Byzantine mode, this painter staged the emotional scene of the Lamentation in a hilly landscape below the blue sky and peopled it. I've never seen that word. And peopled it with fully molded figures. Peopled it. Ah, fuck, I'm getting hot. Okay, so yeah, the Nerezi, this is what we're going to be talking about. But when the emperors lifted the ban against religious images and again encouraged religious paintings at Constantinople, the impact was felt far and wide. The style varied from region to region, but a renewed enthusiasm for picturing the key New Testament figures and events was universal. In 1164 at Nerezi in Macedonia, Byzantine painters embellished the church of Saint Panteleimon with murals of great emotional power. One of these represents the Lamentation over the dead. One of these represents the Lamentation over the dead Christ. It is an image of passionate grief. The artist captured Christ's followers in attitudes, expressions, and gestures of quite human bereavement. Joseph of Arimathea and the disciple Nicodemus. Oh, I like that name. I like Nico. Kneel at his feet while Mary presses her cheek against her dead son's face. And St. John clings to Christ's left hand. In the Gospel, neither Mary nor John was present at the entombment of Christ. Their presence here, as elsewhere in Middle Byzantine art, intensified for the viewer the emotional impact of Christ's death. Such representation paralleled the development of liturgical, I don't know how to say that word, hymns. So yeah, like the church hymns recounting the virgins lamenting her son's death on the cross. So yeah, this is basically what they're saying in my shitty reading, is that it wasn't really in the Bible. The Mary, what is it? Mary nor John was present at the entombment of Christ. So I think they weren't present when he was put into the tomb, but I guess they were present here and elsewhere in Middle Byzantine art to intensify the emotion of Christ's death. And this is what like inspired this Byzantine art of the Lamentation, inspired a lot of hymns and shit. Ooh. Okay, so yeah, working in the Balkans. Oh yeah, I read that already. Huh, okay. She's crying, pressing her face on his cheek. I see it. Damn, she does look pretty sad. Got the halos, got the purple. It's very Byzantine, the halos and the purple. Cool. Oh my god, was there really a creepypasta? Copypasta or creepypasta story about the Jesus and the entombment of Christ? Damn, I want to know that. Tell us. So, at Nerezi, the painter set the scene. Is English your second language? Actually, it kind of was. I was bilingual growing up, but no, English is my main language. I'm just fucking retarded, and I have a hard time with cold reading. I have never looked at any of this as I'm reading it, so sometimes I start thinking too much in my head as I'm reading out loud, that I'm actually reading out loud to a bunch of people, and then I start thinking about things, and then I start going off like in my head, and then I'm like, oh my god, I'm reading, you know, so I just start getting all like confused in my head. It's like this, I don't know, dyslexic OCD shit going on. Fuck, it's getting hot. I'm gonna have to turn the air on. That sucks. Oh, it's so hot. This hair is so hot. Swear to God, you don't understand how thick it is. There's so much goddamn hair. I didn't learn English until I went to kindergarten. Yeah, same with me, pleb, actually. When I was in kindergarten, they actually, I think maybe even first grade, when I was in school, like elementary school, at some point, they told my mom to speak English at home because I was very shy, so I didn't speak a lot, but this was like in the early 90s, and since then they have discovered that bilingual children actually speak later on in life, but I was really shy at the same time, so that probably didn't help. And yeah, so that's why I lost a lot of my original native language, my first language, my bilingual language. But yeah. Okay, thanks, William. He says, you got to keep going, even with mispronunciation. I work with ESL learners, and I tell them to keep going, and we go over pronunciation later. Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. I think that makes, yeah, I mean, I get it. I think it makes sense for, like, comprehension for, you know, the language and, like, practicing for, like, as a second language, but I don't know. I'm just rolling something. Give me a second. I might turn the air on. I'm fucking hot. I can't handle it. This hair. Okay. Damn, I wanted to get through this chapter before I get on Tommy Mark's stream. Let's see. Alright, I think we can do it, actually. I think we can do it. We got half an hour, and we're already at the Nerezi, and unless I forgot something, which is possible, because I did it in the early Byzantine art, I left out the Mount Sinai. there's only 2 other things to go over, so we're in good shape. This is good. Good timing here with this short little chapter. Good. Do you guys mind if I turn the air on? I hope it's not too loud. I'll put it on low or something. All right. Let's get to it. Okay, Connie Mark messaged me, so let me check my DMs real quick. Oh, fuck. Gotta get through this! Let's get through it. Okay, can we all see everything? Let's go. Let's do this. So at Nerezi, the painter set the scene in a hilly landscape below a bluey sky, a striking contrast to the abstract golden world of the mosaics favored for church walls elsewhere in the Byzantine Empire. That's true. It's mostly golden, ambiguous places, and here they have like an actual scene by a mountain. The artist strove to make utterly convincing and emotionally charged realization of the theme by staging the Lamentation in a more natural setting and peopling it with fully modeled actors. This alternate representational mode is no less Byzantine than the more abstract style of Ravenna or the poignant melancholy of Daphne. Okay, so then we have Psalter? Thinking that's like palms, like Psalms, whatever. There's a P in there, right? Psalms. Another example of this classical revival style is a page from a book of Psalms of David. The so-called Paris Psalter reasserts the artistic values of the Greco-Roman past with astonishing authority. Let's see, 424. Hey, Optimus, what's up? So we are talking about this right now. Cool. Alright, so take a good look at this. This is what we're dealing with when I'm reading. This is another example of classical revival style, and it's from the Book of David, the so-called Paris Psalter, reasserts the artistic value of the Greco-Roman past with astonishing authority. Art historians believe the manuscript dates from the mid-10th century, the Macedonian Renaissance, a time of enthusiastic and careful study of the language and literature of ancient Greece. Ooh, the Macedonian Renaissance, how cool! A time of enthusiastic and careful study of the language and literature of ancient Greece, and of humanistic reverence for the classical past. David, the psalmist, surrounded by sheep, goats, and his faithful dog, plays his harp in a rocky landscape with a town in the background. Similar settings appeared frequently in Pompeian murals, befitting an ancient depiction of Orpheus, the Greek hero who could charm even inanimate objects with his music. Allegorical figures accompany the Old Testament harpist. Melody looks over his shoulder while echo peers from behind a column. A reclining male figure points to a Greek inscription that identifies him as representing the mountain of Bethlehem. These allegorical figures do not appear in the Bible. They are the stock population They are the stock population of Greco-Roman painting. Apparently, the artist had seen a work from the late Roman Empire, perhaps earlier, and partly translated it into a Byzantine pictorial idiom. In works such as this, Byzantine artists keep the classical style alive in the Middle Ages. Okay. Yeah. Well, what is this? This is this is a manuscript. So this is from a book. This one's not a mosaic. And the other one was a painting. But yeah, this is from a manuscript. So here, David composing the Psalms, folio first, verses of the Paris Psalter, 950 to 970. It's tempera on vellum, 1 foot 2 1/8 inches by 10 1/4 inches. Bibliothèque Nationale, Paris. So the National Library in Paris. During the so-called Macedonian Renaissance, Byzantine painters revived the classical style. This artist portrayed David as if a Greek hero accompanied by personifications of melody, echo, and Bethlehem. Cool. Personification. Personification. Yeah, see, there's the 1 inch marker, so it's that big. All right, so let's get to this because Connie Mark is going to try to give me a link soon. Also, don't forget, before we close this up, I would really appreciate it. Made $10 so far. So if you appreciate doing these art streams and you have the income, I certainly don't, and I could really use it. So please help me out. You can always give a few bucks by going to this link down here. It's streamlabs.com/Martina Markota TV. Or you could use the super chats or something like that. Shit. No. Okay. So then we have Vladimir Virgin. Okay. Nothing in Middle Byzantine art better demonstrates the rejection of the iconoclast viewpoint than the return to prominence of painted icons. Aww. After the restoration of images, icons multiplied by the thousands to meet public and private demand. You betcha. In the 11th century, the clergy began to display icons in hierarchical order. Christ, the Theotokos, John the Baptist, love him, and then other saints. In tiers on the Templon, the columnar screen separating the sanctuary from the main body of a Byzantine church. One example is the renowned Vladimir Virgin, 425. Oh, that's this. Okay. Wow. That is pretty cool. I like it. So this is Virgin it's basically the Virgin Mary and child icon, Vladimir Virgin, late 11th to early 12th century, tempera on wood. Original panel 2 feet 6.5 inches by 1 foot 9 inches. It's in some gallery in Moscow. In this Middle Byzantine icon, the painter depicted Mary as the Virgin of Compassion, who presses her cheek against her son's as she contemplates his future. Oh shit. The reverse side shows the instruments of Christ's Passion. Okay. She's always putting her cheek on her child. Look at there as a baby contemplating her child's future, and then later on, cheek on Christ during the Lamentation. Okay. So let's see. So yeah, descended from works such as the Mount Sinai icon, yeah, we went over that last time, the Vladimir Virgin clearly reveals the stylized abstraction resulting from centuries of working and reworking the conventional image. Probably painted by an artist from Constantinople. The characteristic trait of Byzantine Virgin and child icons are still all present. The Virgin's long, straight nose. Oh, I got one of those. Long, straight nose. And small mouth. The golden rays in the infant's drapery. the sweep of the unbroken contour that encloses the two figures, and the flat silhouette against the golden ground. But this is a much more tender and personalized image of the Virgin than in the Mount Sinai icon. Here, Mary is depicted as the Virgin of Compassion, who presses her cheek against her son's in an intimate portrayal of mother and child. The image is also infused with a deep pathos as Mary contemplates the future sacrifice her son. The back of the icon bears images of the instruments of Christ's Passion. The icon of Vladimir, like most icons, has seen hard service. Placed before or above altars in churches or private chapels, the icon became blackened by the incense and the smoke from candles that burned before or below it. Frequently painted, often by inferior artists, only the faces show the original surface. First painted in the late 11th or early 12th century, it was taken to Kiev, Ukraine, in 1131, then to Vladimir, Russia, in 1155, hence its name, and in 1395 as a wonder-working image to Moscow to protect that city from the Mongols. The Russians believed the sacred picture saved the city of Kazan from later Tartar invasions and all of Russia from the Poles in the 7th century. The Vladimir Virgin is a historical symbol of Byzantium's religious and cultural mission to the Slavic world. Oh, hey, Slavs. Okay. I'm into it. Okay. Let's see. Byzantine after 1204. And yeah, that's it. Oh, we should just finish that up, but shit. We should just finish this up. I hope Connie Mark's doing alright. So Byzantium after 1204. Don't forget, guys, I'm about to close this out really soon in a few minutes. We're going to head over to Connie Mark's stream, so just stay posted for that link. But last chance to help me out with Super Chats. You can always go to this link, streamlabs.com/Martina Markota TV, or do Super Chats on YouTube. So when the rule passed from the Macedonian to the Komnenian dynasty in the later 11th and 12th centuries, three events of fateful significance changed Byzantium's fortunes for the worst. The Seljuk, I think the J is a Y, right? Or Seljuk Turks conquered most of Anatolia. The Byzantine Orthodox Church broke finally from the Church of Rome, and the Crusades brought the Latins, a generic term for the peoples of the West, into Byzantine lands on their way to fight for the cross against the Saracens, the Muslims in the Holy Land. See the Crusades. Crusaders had passed through Constantinople many times en route to smite the infidel and had marveled at its wealth and magnificence. Envy, greed, religious fanaticism, the Latins called the Greeks heretics, and even ethnic enmity motivated the Crusaders when, during the Fourth Crusade in 1203 and 1204, the Venetians persuaded them to divert their expedition against the Muslims in Palestine and to attack Constantinople instead. The Crusaders took the city and sacked it. The Latins set up kingdoms with Byzantium, notably in Constantinople itself. What remained of Byzantium split into three small states: the Palaeologians. See, that's why I have to look it up. So these guys ruled one of these, the Kingdom of Nicaea. In 1261, Michael the 8th Palaeologus, 1259 to 1282, succeeded in recapturing Constantinople, but his empire was more than a fragment, and even that disintegrated during the next 2 centuries. Isolated from the Christian West by Muslim conquest in the Balkans and besieged by Muslim Turks to the east, Byzantium sought help from the West. It was not forthcoming. 1453, the Ottoman Turks, bastards, then a formidable power, took Constantinople and brought to an end the long history of Byzantium. Fucking Turks, man. Damn. Fucking ended Byzantium. I wish we had a little bit more for this. I might just look into this when we do a little quick rundown of this, maybe next time before we head into the next chapter. What's the next chapter? The Islamic World. So, speaking of, yeah, I think maybe it would be good to revise this before we head into the Islamic World. So, and then we can see how that just goes right into that one. Damn, yeah, so I love, like, fashion inspired by this era and stuff. I kind of want to look at a little bit more mosaics from the Byzantine. Sorry about my shitty reading. Anyway, you guys all right? Let's see what Kami's saying. Let me find his YouTube. Kami Mark. That looks like him. Oh my god, am I not even subscribed to this channel? That's rude. Oh, we even have a link to the thing, to the actual stream. There we go. Awesome. Let's drop this in here. Yep, iconic destruction for all. That's right. Alright guys, if everyone can just like hop into there. I'm about to get in there in a few minutes, but I kind of want to have a bathroom break. So, yeah, you know, I'll put an outro on, and you guys just head over there during the outro, let people know in the chat if they're looking for what's going on. This one's ending, and we're heading over to Kami Mark's stream. That's the link, so check out there. See you guys in a few minutes. Thanks for sticking around.